This is going to definitely shift Chris's character to a darker route. Hope you're ready.
I'm a little concerned that nobody's answered whether or not we can die.
Disclaimer. We do not own or claim ownership of the Pokemon franchise and any Pokemon established in official canon. That's all owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. This is just a podcast made by 4 friends who love Pokemon. It's our love letter to a franchise most of us grew up with. So please go support the official release. Previously on PKMN Legacy.
I'm asking if there's any kind of organization following you.
The closest thing we had to the whole evil team thing was this cult, but they got pretty much wiped out a while ago.
Chris will not let us go. Now is the only time we can do it.
Which way did they say they were going?
You see a figure wearing brown robes. You also see a woman who is tied up.
We have to save her.
You're surrounded by 3 cultists.
You caught me. And he puts his hands up in the air.
When the High Cultist gets back, you're gonna regret it. 2 figures leap from the darkness, the Lucario and the woman.
Who's going to explain what the hell is going on?
Would you like for me to explain it, or would you like one of your underlings to do it?
Sir, we found an intruder nosing in on us, so I fended him off, and we all caught him and tied him up so that... The woman holds up a hand to the cultists. She walks over to you, stares you in the eyes. Unlike these other cultists, her eyes are much more dangerous because they look competent.
Chris does take note of this, and he's not too intimidated, but he understands, like, she is the one who runs things right now.
What's your name?
Christopher. What's yours?
I am High Cultist Maxine.
Pleased to meet you.
Tell me, Christopher, which one of my brethren did you face in battle?
The one with a Scraggy and a Stunky, along with an individual with a ball toy and a Dunsparce once they realized the one with the Scraggy and Stunk could not handle one man and one Pokemon.
She turns towards the 3 grunts. The other 2 just step back as far away as they can. And the cultist that you first faced, Chris, is all by himself now. She holds out her hand. Sir, please. He just got like a lucky critical hit or something. I didn't even... If I just had one more chance, I just got this one, please. Any argument he may had is snuffed out completely just by her glare. He just stands there pitifully. Slowly, he reaches into his sash and pulls out a Pokeball. And she calmly pries it out of his grasp and into hers. She opens the ball and out pops the Stunky, still unconscious and fainted.
If you cannot follow through with our laws, then I will help you do so.
It doesn't take her any effort or any hesitation as she squeezes and crushes the empty Pokeball in her bare hand.
Oh, fuck.
She releases her grip, and the shattered fragments trickle from her grasp and clatter onto the porous metal ground beneath her.
It gets a bit of an eye twitch out of Chris. Any particular reason you destroyed this Pokemon's Pokeball?
Nisi forte supersunt. Do you know what those words mean, Christopher?
I do not. Please, enlighten me.
It is ancient king's tongue. Only the strong survive. If one of our brethren were to fall in battle, even to a weak, middle-aged man with only one Pokemon, no offense.
Some taken.
If our brother falls in battle, then he is our brother no more. Only the strong survive. That is the way of the cult of Nuzlocke.
Yeah, that is a cult. Sorry.
The cultist panics and runs for the door and try to pry it open.
Indigo.
And then in a flash, he's not at the door anymore. He's in Lucario's hand, being held by his lapels. And suddenly Lucario bounces out of the room, up through the skylight, and out of there with the cultist.
What are you going to do to him?
When you bested his stunky, he should have released it from our ranks right then and there. But rather than break the ball, he broke our code. The wilds can take him for all I care.
I see.
And where's the Stunky right now?
Oh, it's on the ground right now.
That Stunky's never gonna come alive again. She's still in hysterics right now. She's just in tears. Can she just pull out of her bag some sort of scrap fabric or something she was maybe working on putting together and just kind of wrap it around the Stunky, trying to just comfort it?
Oh.
You could, but before you can even will your body to move, Maxine's gaze just pins you down. It's so intense.
I just wanted to make it happy. Yes.
Maxine eyes the group and looks at you, Chris.
What are your intentions here?
Chris looks over at Velma and Maddie, then looks back at Maxine. You're a cult, correct?
Correct.
And obviously, as a cult, or rather an organization, you all must have some kind of goal in mind, correct?
Correct.
Wonderful, so then we're on the same page. Because as of right now, I'm curious as to know what your goal is and if it's any better than the current one of my organization.
Her eyebrows raise a bit.
Tell me, have you ever heard of an organization called Team Magma?
What would she say here?
Ah, you've stumped him. I say that deserves a fate point. It is me, CEO of Fate Points.
I'll remember that.
Remember what? That I'm CEO of Fate Points?
Do you have any idea how much paperwork a CEO has to do?
No, it's a meme.
I expect it on my desk by Friday.
No!
Okay, so Maxine looks at you for a second.
Weak.
Sorry, I'm a bit hard of hearing. Could you please say that one more time?
I've heard of their exploits and their failings. Delusional weaklings, all of them. And their leader, he dirties the name of Max's everywhere. If that's all you have to stand on, then we have nothing to fear from you.
And she turns away from you and faces the other two men.
Our mission here was fruitless. We will report back to the Master.
Wow, I didn't know your leader was a coward.
You know, they were about to leave. But the moment those words spill out of your mouth, they all stop in place. For maybe 10 seconds, the only sound in the room is the trickling of water and the muffled rush of the river outside. High Cultist, sir. Should we just...
Wait. Outside.
The cultists look at each other and exit the way they came in. The door is slammed shut behind all of you.
Ooh.
You think me a coward?
No. I know you are.
Chris, I don't think this is the right idea.
Sorry, I don't think I know who you are, but you're interrupting the conversation between two grown adults. Please stay out of this.
I don't know what's happening.
Velma, at this point, after seeing what happened to the grunt, she is just stewing with rage. What kind of a lame-ass organization are you running here, lady?
Enough of this. You walk a fine line between courage and foolishness. Let's see which side of the line your bodies will fall on.
Well, isn't this a fine pickle that our heroes have gotten themselves into? What will Team Dupan do to get out of this one? We'll find out eventually, but in the meantime, hi, Kay here. Welcome back to the pause menu. So yes, a new player from the playtest group enters the fray. You heard her already in the last episode at the very start and the very end of it, but I wanted to wait until we really get to know her before we introduced her. Maxine is being reprised by her player, Heather Feathersong. Though we did take a few creative liberties in this version, in the original playtest campaign, she was not a evil High Cultist badass. She was just a normal, regular badass. So thank you, Heather, for giving me such a wonderful new toy to play with. Hey, if you like the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. For as little as $2 and up, you get your name at the end credits of the video. For $5 and up, you get access to our behind-the-scenes bonus tidbits. The latest one we put up was an alternate take of the scene from last episode where Chris meets the cultist. We had to redo it due to technical reasons, so if you want to see that, you know where to find it. And for those $10 and up supporters, we mention your name here verbally in the pause menu right now. Like so. Thank you very much, Donkey Oto and Dongo the King. You guys are really cool. And thank you to all our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means that I don't have to worry so much about expenses like upkeep for the software I use to edit this stuff, or the upkeep for the software we use to host our podcast on sites like Spotify or iTunes. So yeah, thank you very much, Patreon supporters. I love you. And to those out there who maybe you can't afford to support us on Patreon right now, then we would really appreciate it if you tweeted about the show on Twitter using the hashtag PKMNLegacy. We're trying to reach out to a whole lot more people with the show, and you helping us through word of mouth would mean a whole lot to us. So much so that if you do tweet about the show using the hashtag PKMNLegacy, we might use your name as one of our NPCs in a later episode.
Hey guys, Heather Feathersong here, voice of Maxine. I'm also the one who created her character. Big sorry to Ariana, Chi-Chi, and Dry, even though it's kind of Dry's fault for the next part. I'm sorry. But if you're not too mad at me, I'm here to promote that I do tarot readings for commission. You can check out my Twitter that has the commission prices at HFeathersong on Twitter. So yeah, please check it out. Also, hi Alex, if you actually have started watching the podcast like you said you would. Aunt Heather loves you. Say hi to Ben, Olivia, and Sam for me, Alex. Love you. Bye.
The next episode, unfortunately, will be delayed for a bit, dealing with some technical difficulties. It should be up in about 3 to 4 weeks from now. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for watching the show. Let's get back to the show right now. Unpause. From above, you see Lucario drop back down from the hole in the ceiling and land right next to Maxine. And in perfect unison, Maxine and Lucario both take a battle-ready stance.
Oh, by all means, I purposely walked the path of foolishness. But if you would like a fight, untie me, and I'll show you what you want.
Maxine is still standing on the other side of the kiln, about 20-30 feet away from you all. She lifts one hand, takes her 2 fingers, and makes a quick slicing down motion. The stroke is so fast, you can see the air around her shimmer a bit. And a second later, Chris, the ropes around you just fall limp to the floor. You look down, they've been sliced cleanly through. And you can see specks of blue rising from the cuts, like light dissipating into the air.
What? Chris, I think we should leave. I think we need to go.
Yes, you two should leave. I don't know why you're here.
What's happening? Why are you being so mean?
Chris just glares over at Maddie and Velma and says, "Children should not be here when grown adults are trying to sort something out.
I'm not a child.
Please, leave."
I'm not going anywhere. Any leader who treats their minions like that isn't someone worth fearing. I know a thing or two about being a leader in my own way, but that's not the way you do it, okay?
Dustox lands on your head.
We've been through thick and thin together, and even if we mess up, I would never abandon my friend for anything. So you got one thing coming to you, lady.
All right, send out your Pokemon, let's do this.
Okay.
Great.
Well, I'm sending out the only one I have right now, which is Ginger.
I'm sending out Minion.
I am going to send out. I'm gonna start with Lucille. And question: when when Maddie sends out Lucille, can she just scream, "I'll show you who's a child!" and she throws it.
Okay,
So that happened.
cool. Roll for initiative.
Wait, does Chris have to roll for initiative too?
Not unless you're fighting.
I will have Chris fight, yes.
He's angry.
Top of the order, Lucario. Maxine gives Lucario a silent nod, and it darts forth, darts straight at the Houndoom, and he dives down with a ground slide, goes underneath Ginger through the legs, and strikes up with an open palm right at her chest.
Oof.
Oh,
There is a delay between the contact and the impact of that blow, but with that 10 shift hit, he sends Ginger airborne, arcing over the room and hitting the shutter door.
oh dang.
She slumps to the ground and struggles to get up, but you can see her spasming a bit. It's like she almost has no control over her muscles. That super effective force palm she just took means she is now paralyzed. And with just one blow, Ginger is at critical health.
He is hyperventilating. His eye is twitching. His body is shaking. He's getting some very bad flashbacks.
Pay attention!
Maxine's voice is right next to you. It snaps you back into reality. Your eyes almost didn't process it fast enough, but now she's darted across the room over to you right in front of you, and she open palm strikes you right in your chest.
Oh,
Good lord.
Can we die?
Are you going to take a consequence to stay in? Because that's a 7 shift hit, and you only have 6 hit points.
Can we die?
I will try to keep Chris alive and conscious for this.
I'm a little concerned that nobody's answered whether or not we can die.
So what consequence should we give Chris then?
You know what? I think one thing as a consequence should be the fact that he is just completely humiliated. Mostly because he was, one, not able to get Velma or Maddie to safety away like he wanted to, because he figured if I don't know them, maybe they'll just let the two kids go away and he can handle this on his own. But knowing that he cannot protect them, Ginger is paralyzed and near unconscious. He is now coughing up blood of his own and is in a lot of pain, and right now he's having a huge existential crisis.
Shattered confidence is your consequence then, much like your body almost is with the force of that blow. She actually lifts you off the ground with that impact, and with a faint blue pulse, Chris, you are sent shuffling back several feet past Maddie and Velma and Angel, right into a brick wall.
You're being careless. Focus your mind on the fight at hand. Nothing else matters right now.
Next in the order is Lucille.
Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to use an attack move or a different kind. Let's just go with Ember. Oh yeah, I got a 6 for my attack and roll.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it is a super effective hit on Lucario.
Maddie is mad, you guys. She's pissed off.
Describe it.
She just goes, "Don't you dare touch my friend, Amber!" And Lucille, who's also very shy, starts shaking and just like kind of twitches and then just bursts into flames and just like chucks a ton of fire at the Lucario.
This flurry of a firestorm starts hailing down on Lucario for a super effective 9 shift hit. He dodges and weaves and blocks a number of them, but even he's not fast enough to dodge all of them. There's just so many. And soon he just gets pelted and pelted and pelted by fireball after fireball after fireball. And eventually the Pyramp has to let up, and she is panting from the effort. And the smoky residue eventually clears. The Lucario is still standing, only slightly miffed, only slightly singed, and otherwise still in pretty good physical condition.
That's all it did!
Strong boy.
Next in the order is Ginger.
Ginger is currently kind of staggering a bit, trying to stay awake, is in a lot of pain, looking over at Chris for something to do. He is currently on his knees, still coughing, breathing very hard, trying to say some kind of command, and all that's coming out is trying to catch his breath really badly.
She's just gonna go for a bite attack then, given your shattered confidence and inability to tell her what to do. But... okay. Ginger manages to fight through the spasms of her paralysis, and she charges forth towards Maxine, barreling for her. As she does that, I'm spending a fate point. Maxine closes her eyes and simply steps to the side and lets Ginger go tumbling past her. She completely dodges the attack by using Detect.
Wait, how many fate points do you have?
Yeah, as a GM, I have a very limited number of fate points I can use, and that's based on how many hostile NPCs are currently involved in the scene. In most cases. Usually it's like 1 fate point per character. Not all the time, but in most cases.
Oh, I see.
Now, you have plenty more fate points than I do. Don't worry about that. Next in the order is Minion.
For Minion's move, Minion will try to use Poison Sting on the cultist.
Go ahead and roll for it. Describe what it looks like. That's a hit.
Ooh.
3-shift hit.
So Velma, she does that usual anime, throws her hand out at them. Let me show you how a real leader does it! Minion, use Poison Sting! And Minion swoops in and sets out a barrage of poison stings at the leader.
Maxine brings her bracers up to try and block them, but she was focusing too much on the Houndoom, and she's just a hair too slow. The needles skim across the leather of her bracers and sink right into the exposed parts of her arms.
Poisoned. How annoying.
Next in the order is Chris.
Chris is still breathing very hard, still staggering, but he somehow manages to get back up on his feet, but he is still in a lot of pain and kind of just stumbling a bit back and forth to stay still. Is that all you got? He is coughing up blood. His eyes look like they're losing like life. He is not good. He's about to go unconscious, but he's trying to stay somewhat conscious for Maddie and Velma to make sure that they are somehow able to get out safely. So, would I be able to use a fate point of some sort to sort of command either Velma and Maddie to just leave? Because he's honestly panicking over their safety. He doesn't know what this cultist can do, and after having that hit on him, he's very afraid for them.
I think you just gotta sort that out in character.
But I don't want to leave.
Oh, God.
Do me a scene.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Convince me.
Chris looks over at Maddie, and he's like, leave.
No.
This is not a game. Leave.
If we're leaving together. You're not getting out of this so easy. Besides, I think I have an idea.
You aren't He can't even talk right now. He's in too much pain. Old age and taking a hit like that's not doing him too good.
So, is this a battle we could flee from? Possibly.
What's your idea?
So, what I wanted to try is to use Velma's Dust Blaster to try to create a diversion, so that way everybody can try to run out and they can grab Chris and get out of there.
Go ahead and roll for your Dust Blaster. Okay, it works, but there is a glitch because that is a mixed success. And what the glitch is going to be is that...
Oh, am I supposed to answer?
Yeah, I'll let you decide the glitch.
I guess the glitch in this case is that it does create the diversion, but it also puts a whole bunch of dust in her face, so she can't really see all that well.
Okay, I like that. So it works. The entire room is enveloped in smoke, but it affects you all as well.
So we can't see anything.
So, is that it for my turn? Or
Yeah, that's it for your turn.
Okay.
top of the order. It's hard to see in this fog, but you can hear just fine.
An interesting tactic, little girl. Would you like to know something about my indigo? Even in the worst of conditions like these, they can still track down their prey just by sensing their aura. In other words...
And suddenly, right in front of you, Chris, and Ginger, you see glowing blue canine eyes.
Oh no.
You can't hide.
The Lucario strikes the Houndoom with a solid force palm. Her body actually bounces a bit from the impact and then lies still, unconscious.
No! It's a good thing we're not Cult of Nuzlocke, huh?
Wait, did Chris see this?
Yes.
He's in shock. He is trying to rationalize what just happened. He's seeing his longest running Pokemon that he's had since he was like a young man on the ground, unconscious, unmoving, and he just watched it all happen. He is not okay.
The dust begins to clear. Velma, Maddie, you both see Ginger and Chris battered and beaten. Maxine is standing a few feet away from them in the middle of the room, and you see that she has a hand to her arm. Not clutching it in pain, you actually see her generating some sort of burning blue energy, and she is burning the area where the poison needles punctured her, like she's trying to burn the toxins out of her. You can actually see some of the purple toxic liquid dripping to the floor like blood. And she turns her gaze towards you.
Indigo, keep those three in check for now.
Chris, you really don't have much energy to do much more than just lay there
That's true.
and listen as she approaches you, leans down, and picks up the Pokeball that belongs to Ginger.
No! Okay, hold on a minute. I need to stop something. This needs to be stopped. I don't know what to do.
This is going to definitely shift Chris's character to a darker route. Hope you're ready.
Normally, this is the part where I take your Pokemon as my prize.
She gets back up, recalls the fainted body of Ginger, looks at it for a second, and then drops it right next to your face.
But we have no room for weakness in the Cult of Nuzlocke. Lucky you.
I don't care about your cult. You hurt Ginger. I'm going to make you pay.
No, Christopher, you're not. Not as you are, at least.
You see her get up, and she starts walking slowly towards that brick wall in the north where you saw those tiny bits of water trickling in before.
If you're going to make it worth my time, you all need to get stronger. And if I want you to get stronger...
And while she's been talking, you've noticed that her fist is slowly being enveloped in this growing, crackling blue energy.
Then I'll just have to throw you into the deep end.
She turns around and blam! Punches the brick wall. Cracks start to form around the impact, and water starts trickling in faster and faster and faster.
Oh my god.
Both Maxine and Lucario leap up into the air, maybe 50 feet up, and grab a hold of the edge of the hole in the ceiling, and they pull themselves up and walk out of sight. The wall cracks, and eventually...
Oh, fuck!
The four of you, including Angel, who's been cowering in the corner with this whole fight going on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry. You all are swept away by a deluge of river water circling around the room and flushing you down through the hole in the floor into whatever dark depths lie below.
Da, da, da.